Merhaba, and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, the Ottoman campaign. So the battlecruisers, two Battlecruiser and two Büyük Agri class, here outside of Korea in the Yellow Sea, encountering a rather large German task force. You got one battleship, S-class, with 10 16-inch guns. I think this is the one from not last episode, but the one before that. So that should be Mark 5 16-inch guns. Equal to mine, more or less. And they also have some battlecruisers, but these only have 13s. So they're not the most punchy kind of battlecruisers. A couple heavy cruisers, a lot of light cruisers. The O-class, kind of overpriced, I think, for what it is. But not a terrible design. And of course destroyers. Lots of them too. What kind of torpedo range did they have? I have forgotten. They all seem to be the same class, the V50s. So yeah. Let's go. So, I'm a little bit outnumbered, but I'm not sure if I'm outgunned. The two Battlecruisers have had their refit since the last war, so they now have Mark 5 18-inch guns. Very long-ranged guns. And 200% armor and radar 3 and stuff like that. Let's see, it would be nice if my destroyers could all be formed up in one division from the start, but it is what it is. Right, how far out are we? 65 kilometers, roughly. I think the range of the 16-inch guns on that German battleship is around 35, 37. So I should have the advantage. Deck pen at 40,000 is 11.3. At 43 it should be a couple inches more, I think. Same here with the 18s. It only shows me up to 40,000. I think I have to change the resolution if I want to see the bottom of the chart there. But the Konakal is already firing at something. I want to have both of the 18s focus that battleship. Let's see, what kind of torpedo range do I have to worry about? 12.7, that's not too bad. Destroyers are forming up. Smooth sea waves. And yet I'm limited to 30. Not smooth enough. I seem to still be targeting what I want to be targeting. There we go. Couple of flooding hits. on S-Class. The Mercedes battleship. I sure wish these would accelerate up to 35 right now. The first one is going to take that hit. I can see that shell coming in for it. That one too. As long as the torpedoes are intact, I don't really care too much about the main guns getting knocked out. Rest of the squadron in range yet? Not quite. We're gonna have to pick a target for this one and have it break off before it sinks. If it is to sink, I want the torpedoes in the water first. Alright. Rest of you. You have all launched? Yeah, there we go. Last spread. And looks like we just had a flash fire on the luxury sedan. And 2203 is probably gonna sink. Yeah, there she goes. Those 22s have been with me for a while. This is the first time I've lost one of them. They've been with me, well, since 1922. Torpedoes are hitting. Flash fire on Pilau as well. Pilau sinks. Not too many hits on the battlecruisers. I wish that would have been more effective. I guess one more destroyer worth of torpedoes striking this cluster would have been a little bit better, but is this one gonna take a hit? Yes. Good. But Oklu is taking a couple hits. So, 3 destroyers survived, mostly intact, with their torpedoes mostly intact as well. This one has lost a couple. So they can go again once they reload. Yeah, knocked out one turret on S-Class, but not all of them, so she can still fire. Yeah, Dresden is gonna sink. Flash fire, good. So the two with 16 units have switched fire to enemy battlecruisers now. In fact, kind of call. You can also switch, because S-Class is not firing at the moment. I'm not sure why. It's not had that much flooding. Looks like one of the turrets is stuck. That's preventing all the other turrets from firing. Yeah, it's the whatever letter that would be. XYZ being blocked by the unnecessary secondary guns back there. Alright. We almost had a very good design here, AI, but our secondary battery thing got in the way. I'm almost tempted to let this survive. Take it as a war prize. Well, accidentally hitting some destroyers back there. Love to see it. Not quite rearmed yet. Are we all firing HE now? We are. It's kind of working because some of the shells are missing their intended targets, striking the destroyers, doing a lot of damage. Let's see if we can score some nice deck penetrations. Maybe. It's 4 belt pens. Belt ammo detonation, actually. Yeah, their armor is like right on the edge of whether or not AP would be better than HE. The extended belts are a little bit too thick for my HE to go through. Yeah, 1.5 on the battleship, 1.4 on the battlecruisers. Yeah, at long range, my HE cannot really go through that. Should be able to go through their extended decks, though. Back to auto selection and see what you choose. And you're just gonna be firing away at that range while I play with my destroyers. Well, they have to get closer first. Still got the targets I want to have. One battlecruiser down. My destroyers are coming in. I got 3 capital ships left. That's perfect. Oh, we can speed up now. I guess the waves got smoother. Angle isn't perfect, but it's good enough. There. I can bring these battlecruisers in a little bit closer. Nice, we seem to be mostly on target. One torpedo hitting S-class. Battlecruisers might escape. They were doing too many weird maneuvers. L-class took one. It's gonna take a couple more. And goes down. And one destroyer as well. Now is S-class gonna sink? It looked like it was still actively flooding. No, it's at 7%. It's definitely not capable of fighting back now, though. Kind of torpedo range. Did I have to worry? Yeah, I don't have to worry. We're gonna have to get this guy on structure rather than flooding. Maybe. A nice flooding hit on this one with a bunch of numbers as name. Well, they all have just a bunch of numbers. Something weird with how the game pulls name from the ship name list. And it's happening to my ships as well. Those ships are going in and out of view range. My ships are automatically retargeting things, which is very annoying. This cruiser seems to be the only one with any decent torpedo range, but it hasn't launched yet. They're only, actually they're 21-inch oxygen torps. One battlecruiser down. Another light cruiser as well. There we go. That is, I think, a kill shot on S-class. Yep. Now the 18s are starting to hit as well, because they're done firing at the enemy capital ships. There we go. I think that's a kill shot. It's flooding all over. Just a couple light cruisers and destroyers left. Let's speed up the slaughter. Now, all of them are targeting one light cruiser. That's not what I wanted you to do. And as I said, a bit annoying when they do that. There's 2 light cruisers left. I don't have too much ammo left, but I'm gonna be a little bit resupplied each month. I don't think the Germans have any big task forces like this left in Asia. Now just one left, so now it's fine that they're all targeting the same ship. And there she goes. So lost one destroyer. That's not too bad really for what we took down. Let's see what's next on the agenda. Here, off the coast of the US, the 4 Yavuses Also refit now with Mark 5 17.5-inch guns. I only have 2 torpedo boats here. Alright, that's going to be enough though, because we're not facing a big task force. Pope class. 18.7-inch guns, 6 of them. And some light cruisers. And some destroyers. Green. 21 million. That is very, very cheap. Let's see if this one is any good. It doesn't look too bad. Some weird secondary stuff going on there. Just aft of the B turret, but by AI standards, it's not too bad. Let's see, it is spotted even already. Mark 4 18s. 37.5 kilometer. Now, Mark 4 18 is still pretty punchy. I mean, aesthetically, it could be cleaned up a bit, but it doesn't look, doesn't look bad. The layout is pretty good. Only one 5-inch turret. Are we sure this is American? A bunch of 3-inch guns, though. Armor is... No, they don't have the 3rd layer. So that means the 2nd inner belt is... Let's see... Times... 24. Let's round it up to 24. And 10 on the inner deck. We can pen that. Well, we'd have to get to 12 kilometers to pen their belt. But at ranges of around 40 kilometers, around our max range, we can go through their citadel deck. Right. Let's just have the rest of the task force organized here. Torpedo boats. I don't know what to do with you. There's only 2 of you. Yeah, right. These cruisers have torpedoes. Yeah, they're forming up. Let's try and sail parallel to their line, if possible. And no, we're not all gonna be focusing that light cruiser. One of you can do it. No torpedoes to worry about on these. This one, yes, torpedoes to worry about. 13.5. 10.1. We are getting into torpedo range. The enemy has radar, they can see through my smoke anyway, so there's no real point in turning my guns off. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Actually, like that. Torpedo's not looking too bad. And we do score torpedo hits on the enemy battleship. One light cruiser down. First victim. Torpedoes have done most of the damage to Pope. All destroyers got away. Let's bring in the torpedo boats too for good measure. Might find a decent target for them. Maybe. Turn them broadside first, and there we go. There's the pulse button. These two are doing donuts. Very low chance to hit. But there we go. so. And like so. That is looking good. No. It just looked like a dud. Nothing in the smoke screen. One dud hit on the destroyer. Or light cruiser, actually. Could have been. One torpedo boat lost. What hit you? 18 from Pope. Wouldn't have happened if those torpedoes have hit. And caused a bit more flooding. Foredeck overpen somewhere. I mean, we are kind of wrecking it, but not really sinking it yet either. Needs a little bit more flooding to angle the fire. I think we're gonna get it on structure. Yeah, it did. Extensive fire. You don't see that too often in dip. These destroyers are quite fragile. I'm pretty sure that's one of the Corvette hulls that has a very, very low resistance rating, to the point where you actually take more damage instead of it reducing it. Two of them left. Their smoke screens not too effective. And there goes Balk. So, nice and easy. And it looks like we also have a Battle of Jutland. That's a big one. Featuring the Tanzimats. I'm not sure if we've seen these in combat yet, but they have been refit with the new Mark V guns. So they should be pretty good. Rooks class. 19.1s. 3 times 3. Roughly 70,000 tons. 32 knots. Des Moines, we've seen those before. I've got 2 of them. In their stock configuration before I refit them, not too impressive, really. I guess they would have been a decade or so ago. I think they're quite old now. But the AI doesn't scrap anything that isn't in a port, and the AI doesn't like sending ships to port. They just sail around in task forces. Yeah. And some escorts, but it's mainly the battleships. 5 battleships, 1 battlecruiser. Macon. Also, I don't think I've seen that one yet. 18.1s. That's punchy. Right. At least I got plenty of torpedoes on my side, so we should be able to do some nice early damage to this huge battleship line. But that's going to be next time. Goodbye, and take care.